my name is Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day as we approach the holidays. 3 days until Christmas. If you celebrate, I am so excited. My kids are excited, and I was inspired today to create this festive holiday look. So basically I sat down and I was like, what would I wear if I was going to a holiday party? And this is what I came up with. I had originally planned to do 2 different looks in this video for you guys, but unfortunately I just don't have the time right now. So today you guys are going to get a full rundown on this look right here. So I hope that I can inspire you guys. I hope that you enjoy sitting down with me and playing with this makeup today. So if that sounds good to you, then please just keep watching. I've already got my eyebrows on. I've primed my eyeballs. And something I want to say real quick is, as we're doing this, don't feel pressured in any way to use the same products I'm using. If you've got stuff in your collection that will do the deed, by all means, please use what you have. I'll give you shade descriptions as best as I can as we're going along so you can shop your stash more effectively. But let's go ahead and get started. And now to create this look, I'm probably going to dip into a couple different palettes. The first one that I'm going to grab is going to be the VIEVE Essentials. This is what she looks like. This is a really good palette for the mattes. The shimmers aren't the best, but I would say the mattes are really the star of the show. I'm going to dip into Buff. That is this shade right here. It's kind of like a neutral brown shade. It's got just like the tinge of a yellow, making it a little bit more warm. So I'm taking that on a Refer 15 and I'm just going to blow this all through my crease. I'm really trying to keep the shape rounded. I'm taking it all the way into my inner corner too. And now I'm just starting to blend the edges up. Windshield wiper in circular motions. My son hit me last night with his head. My eye is sore. It's so sore. I'm trying to be so gentle. It's like right here. He caught me right on like my occipital bone. I'm so sore. But we're powering through, guys. He bashed me with his forehead in the middle of the night when I was trying to get him back to sleep. The joys of motherhood, y'all. The joys of motherhood. That's one thing nobody told me was, oh yeah, be prepared for your kids to beat the shit out of you. Nobody told me that. Alright, now that I have that shade laid down, I want to add just a little bit of depth. So I'm going to go over to my Natasha Denona Glam Face palette. That's what she looks like. I am going to take a Refer 14 and I'm going to dip into the shade Crease, which is this shade right here. It's kind of like a really nice mid-tone chocolatey brown. It's not too neutral, but it's not too cool. It's not too warm. It's like right in the middle, a nice chocolatey brown. And I love Natasha Denona's eyeshadow formula, and I'm just going to tap it down on the outer corner of my eyeball, and then I'm going to start bringing it in. I'm making sure to keep that brush kind of low, right in my crease. If anything, just going slightly into that first shade that we laid down. And I'm just using this to kind of add more depth and dimension to my eyeball. I'm going to switch brushes to something just a little bit fluffier. This is an M514, and I'm going to dip into the shade Transition, which is a little bit lighter of a brown, very warm, almost kind of like terracotta, the shade right here. And I'm going to use this just to kind of go over everything in that crease and just mesh it together. This is where we're at so far. We've got those nice crease shades and the outer corner down. And the next thing that I'm going to do is pop on a lid shade. And now with this, I want super shiny, super glittery. It's the holiday time. I want to sparkle and shine, right? So I'm going to stick with this palette for now. I might change my mind depending on how it looks on my eye. But what I'm thinking is this shade right here, the inner quarter shade. I think I'm going to go in with that first. We might change, we might add something else on top, but let's start here. So I'm going to use my finger. I'm just going in there, picking up a whole bunch. And I'm just going to start pressing it into my eye. And I'm going to build it up and take it into the outer corner and just tap over. And then with whatever is left, you guys know what I like to do. Now I like to drag just a little bit up into the crease over the crease shades. You don't have to do that step, of course. But for me personally, it just works better with my eye shape. I have really hooded eyes, so as you can see, with my eyes closed, you can still see a little bit on my lid and you can see it peeking through on that crease. And I also like doing that, especially in situations where there's going to be like low lighting. And typically at like a holiday party or something, you're going to have lower, dimmer lighting. It's not going to be the best. So you want to catch the light that you have reflecting. You want a super sparkly, shiny eyes catching the light. I just find it super flattering. Now for the brow bone highlight, I'm actually going to dip back into that. Guys, it's Christmas in like 3 days. I just put my tree up last night and my kids are trying their damnedest to tear that bitch down. That's what's going on right now. My mom is fighting with my children because they're trying to tear down the Christmas tree. Oh my god. When I go back out there, it's going to be on the floor, watch. So next off, we're going to do brow bone highlight. Like I said, I'm dipping back into that VIEVE Essentials palette. I'm going to go for this shade right here. It's called Glimmer. And this is probably the best shimmer in this whole palette. I do quite like it. It's a very pale gold. Very pale. I'm going to take that right up underneath my brow. Just like that. And we're going to move on to our face. Okay, so we've got the eyes almost done. The only thing that's not finished with them is this bottom lash line, lashes, and eyeliner, but we're going to come back to that. The first thing that I want to do is I'm going to put on my face. I'm going to dust away all of this fallout happening, and we're going to start doing this base, this holiday base. Okay, so the first product I'm going to go in with, and now keep in mind, my skin is super dry. I do not have normal skin. I don't have oily, I don't have combo. I have dry skin. Like this morning when I woke up, my skin was literally peeling off. And I haven't used retinol in like 3 days because my skin's been so dry. I took a break, but we're still peeling just because of the dryness. It's winter time. It's the worst time for my skin personally. So I've already gone in with my Tatcha Dewy skin cream. I did that before we started filming just so it had enough time to really sink into my skin. And that's something also to keep in mind with when you're prepping your own skin. Make sure you give your moisturizer enough time to really sink in. That way it's not sitting on top of your face and things won't move around as much. It really helps just giving it that time to just sink in. So, like I said, first product is going to be the VIEVE Skin Nova. I've really been enjoying this. I didn't think I was going to like it as much at first, but surprisingly, I quite like it. I'm just going to take some everywhere and rub it in with my hands. And also keep in mind when you're prepping your skin, what are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to achieve a matte look? Are you trying to achieve a nice dewy, glowy, hydrated look? And use products, you know, that go with what you're trying to achieve. Me personally, I'm using the VIEVE Skin Nova, very glowy. It gives your base a nice hydration. It's got a little bit of a tack to it. And I'm also going to be going in with the Hollywood Flawless filter. So I have the little mini. I have shade 4.5. It's like the perfect color for me. I put this on the high points of my face, but as you will see, this probably will be blended everywhere. And I know that most people won't do that, but that's how I like to do my makeup. I like to be very glowy, as we all know. That is my finish of choice. Okay, we are nice and glowy and shiny, just how I like it. And the next thing that I'm going to go for is my foundation. So if I was going to a holiday party and I wanted a nice dewy base, and I've already prepped my skin like this, I would obviously go for my Dior Forever Skin Glow. It is one of my favorite foundations right now. It just offers the perfect amount of coverage and the finish is gorgeous. So I have mine actually in the shade 3WO, 3 Warm Olive. Just going to use a little BH brush to apply. I mean, just look at that glow. It's so gorgeous. On our list is going to be the Dior Forever Skin Correct, and I have mine in 2WO as well. Since I bought this stuff, I just can't stop using it. It's just so amazing. It does such a good job. It looks so good. It doesn't emphasize any of my dryness. The coverage is like the perfect amount. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. It's a real nice medium. A true medium coverage. Now, you guys know I don't really set my whole face. That's just not my jam. Like I said, dry skin. Foundation doesn't typically like break up or peel off or anything weird like that for me. So really adding a layer of powder on my face isn't going to do me any good. But I do set my under eyes, and to do that I'm going to use my Kosas Cloud Set. I have mine in the shade Cushiony, and this is what it looks like. This powder is very nice. I love it because it offers just like enough coverage. I shouldn't even say that because it has like a tint to it. It's not a heavy tint, but if your foundation doesn't happen to match, you will definitely be able to tell. But it's just smoothing and blurring, and you guys will see in a second. And I also like to take that down the sides of my nose where I have a lot of peeling and stuff going on, just because I'm super dry there, the peeling's happening, and the product tends to have a harder time sticking to my face in those areas, and I found that powder helps with longevity. Oh my god, my mom's asking my son if he wants red pepper. That's been the thing. Because obviously, like, you don't want to hit your kids. I couldn't imagine beating my kid at all. And I can't put him in timeout. He's the size of a 5-year-old. He beats me up, man. He's so strong. It's ridiculous. I don't know how I created that tiny human. No idea. Now for our lower lash line, let's go ahead and do that, get that out of the way, and then we'll move on to the rest of our face. Now for lower lash line, I'm going to pick up that rougher 14 and I'm going to go into the shade Crease, this one right over here, that nice chocolatey brown, and I'm going to run that along my lower lash line, connecting it up with the outer corner. And I'm taking that in about 3/4 of the way. Little Anthony is so obsessed with the tree. I can hear him. He's going off right now. It's the cutest thing. It's just lovely. I love it. I love having children. I'm going to take that Morphe M514 and I'm going to dip into Transition, also from the Natasha Denona palette. And I'm going to use that just to blend that out just a little bit more. Give us a little bit more smoky and smudged outness. To do the inner corner highlight, I'm going to go back into the Viva Essentials palette and I'm going to pick up Glimmer yet again. I'm using just this tiny itty bitty Morphe brush. If you're a regular, you know it has no name. And I'm just using it to pop right onto my inner corner and the lower portion of my tear duct, meeting up with the two matte shades we just buffed out. Just filling in the gap. That's what we're doing. Filling in the gap. And while we're here finishing up the eyes, I'm going to use a brown liner. I'm using my Maybelline Tattoo Studio in a bold brown. And I'm just going to put that in my waterline, probably top and bottom. I'm going to curl my lashes and I'm going to use the Bite Upswing. You guys know it's my favorite. My ride or die. I might not even wear lashes today. Honestly, I don't feel like messing with an eyelash. And I feel like most people feel the same way, you know? Who wants to mess with an eyelash if they don't have to? Okay guys, I've applied my mascara. My camera had cut off, so I just went ahead and did that off camera. But getting back into it, let's go for our bronzer, blush, and highlight. So for my bronzer, I'm just using my tried and true ABH powder bronzer. And this is in the shade Rich Amber. Whatever bronzer you like, use your bronzer. That really doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything for the look. Bronzer done. So for our blush, I am actually cream blush. That's what we're doing. And I know you're thinking, oh, you just use a powder bronzer. Well, that bronzer works very well with cream products on top, so we're rolling with it. I'm going to go ahead and swatch the blush and highlight that I'm using. It's from the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. And I'm going to swatch them out for you just so if you guys don't have this and you're looking for similar shades in your own collection, you can find them. There is the swatch of the blush and the highlight from the palette. As you see, the blush is very richly pigmented. It's more of like a berry tone. And that highlighter, it has like a beige colored base. And it's more of like a champagne color than a gold. And it has a very reflective quality. Those are what we're using today for this look. So I'm just using a Complex Culture. This is what, the Cheek Chiseler? I think so. Yes, Cheek Chiseler. And I really like this brush. It's a dense synthetic fibers, and I just like to go in with my blush in patting motions. And I also figured for you guys today, since, you know, I'm trying to help you guys out with getting inspired, I'll cut down on the blush game. That is such a pretty blush. I'm gonna just put the tiniest bit of blush on my nose because I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I won't put it on my forehead or my chin or put too much on my cheeks, but I had to hit my nose just a smidge, just to satisfy me. I'm going to take just this little Real Techniques brush. I love these little brushes from them for highlighting. They're like duo fiber. I don't know if that's the correct term, but the bristles are all different lengths. They're not all the same length, and I find that that really gives it really nice application. I'm just going to kind of buff this into my skin with this lovely little brush. My mom's trying to get my child out of his high chair, and she's like, you can play, you can play. It's like, no, I'm not getting down. He's really fighting her right now. And Teddy's cackling. He thinks that it's the funniest thing ever. Hitting my nose with that highlight too, because you know we have to glow, glow, glow. Like a disco ball, you know how it goes here. I'm not going to do any more. I'm trying to keep this super wearable and not too intense for you guys. So I'm going to stop myself. Yeah, man, let's do lips. For this look, if I was wearing this to a holiday party, you know, a really elegant, nice holiday festivity, I would definitely pair this with a red lip. So I feel like that's what we should do today. Let's keep it true to the fantasy. If I was going to a party, I would totally pair this neutral eye with a lip. I would want to make a statement. So, saying that, I'm going to grab a lip liner and a lipstick, and we shall commence. Okay, I've got a couple of different red lipsticks. I'm going to swatch them just so I can see which one I want to use today. And I'll show you guys, because why not? We're playing in makeup. Let's have a good one. Okay, so these are the reds that I'm looking at. The first one right here is Diana from Alma Beauty. This is from Farrah, and it's a matte liquid lipstick. And what shade? I don't know. Doesn't have a shade, it just has a number. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, and then this next one right here, I just stuck my finger in it, is from L'Oreal. It's a Devil's Mattificate Red. So, I think I'm gonna go with this one, this liquid lipstick. I feel like it's a very true red. This and this one, they're not as like bold in your face. They lean a little bit more to the berry side. I'm gonna go with this one. And so the lip liner that I'm using is from Makeup Forever. It's the Aqua Lip in 8C. I'm going to use that and line my little lippies. I've got my lips lined, and I'm gonna go in with that liquid lipstick from Farrah, and the number is 1D02 if you're interested. I got it through like an, I want to say an Ipsy. I've never used it before, so we'll see how it goes today. It feels so light on the lips, and I felt that way in the swatch too. Like, comparable to like the feeling of a dry oil. Alright guys, this is the finished, completed look. What do you think? Would you guys wear a look like this out to a holiday party or festivity? I totally would. This is probably a look that I would feel really comfortable in going to a party, especially around the holidays. This nice, bright, bold red lip. I would definitely pick a different formula, but that's besides the point. I really love how the eyes turned out. Very beautiful. That inner corner shade from the Natasha Denona Glam Face of Eye palette is stunning. Like, that's probably my most used shade in the whole palette. I sometimes just open it up just for that shade alone. I just think it's so pretty. But I hope you guys had a good time hanging out with me today and just sitting down, playing the makeup, and creating a lovely holiday inspired look. So guys, if you really enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. It really would help me out. I love sitting down and playing with makeup. I have so much beauty content available and coming soon, and I'm just trying to, you know, meet some new people, have a chat about makeup. I like to talk to others about makeup. So until next time guys, bye!